Welcome back, engineers. It's me, Sara. I will be taking you through the next steps of your training for our mission to Mars. We're going to be copying real astronauts who use different places on Earth to help them train to go to space. Today we will be training in the desert. When you next hear this noise, I want you to find a space in the room just for you. Lie down and close your eyes. Do you think you can do that? Go and find a space now. Lie down and close your eyes while I tell you about our training today. We know that Mars is a very cold place, unlike the deserts here on Earth. But there are still things that might look the same, which help us to get used to being on another planet. Just like a desert, Mars is mostly flat and sandy with lots of large rocks called boulders that we can investigate. We can learn from environments like deserts on Earth to help practice using and fixing robots like the Mars rovers before we leave the planet. You are back in your spacesuits and we have travelled all the way to a hot, sandy desert. Good thing those suits protect us from the temperature outside so we feel nice and comfy. We know that there is wind blowing here today, as we can see small spinning tornadoes of sand called dust devils. These aren't made of very strong winds like real tornadoes. They can only pick up and spin light things like dust, and they don't last very long. When you hear this noise, I want you to sit up and look around you. Look at the desert. Now slowly stand up and take a big stretch in your spacesuit. Watch as a dust devil swirls some sand that dances past you. That looks like fun. Would you like to try moving like that? When you hear this noise, you can begin very carefully twirling and moving around the room, avoiding everyone else. Listen out for this noise, because that means it's time to stop. Okay, engineers, start twirling slowly around. Can you stretch up very high? Can you spin very low to the ground? That was great. Now, we're going to make electric circuits using our bodies. To do that, we need to get into groups of 4. Can you do that now? Perhaps an adult can help. Okay, engineers. In your groups, you'll be working together to make shapes with your bodies. A bit like the balancing we did in the neutral buoyancy lab. Can you number yourselves 1, 2, 3, and 4? It doesn't matter who goes first, we'll all get a turn. Stay still for now, but imagine making a shape with your body. It could be big or small. You can have different parts touching the floor or stretching out. In a moment, I will call out each number and I want only that engineer to make their shape. Okay? Engineer 1, can you make a shape for us, please? Make sure that you can stay balanced. Now, engineer 2. Make a shape next to engineer 1 and find a way to join your bodies. Perhaps you could try to make contact using your knee, your hand, or a foot. Engineer 3. Can you join on to engineer 2 with your shape, please? Engineer 4, Join Engineer 3 with your shape. Now for the tricky part. Can you work together, moving very gently to make it so that Engineer 1 connects to Engineer 4? Try to all stay connected, but your shapes might change a little bit. That's okay. Perhaps you shuffle, stretch, or turn to help your teammates. Can you hold your shapes together? You are now an electrical circuit. This means you can now power your rovers. Now that we have power, can you each move just one part of your body without moving away from your team? Can you wave a hand, blink your eyes, wiggle your hips, or tap your toes? It's up to you which body part you move. Look at all these moving parts our rovers have. Well done, I've never seen such unusual robots. Relax and take a seat where you are. Good work. To power our rovers, we need electricity, and that moves around a circuit. Each part that moves, tests, records, or measures something uses electricity and is part of a circuit like yours. If we go to Mars and something breaks, we have to know how to fix it. Knowing how to make an electrical circuit means that we can look for problems. At first, our shapes didn't join up in a loop, but working together, you fixed that. Well done, engineers. Let's try putting everything we have learned today together. Pay attention to where your team is in the room. In a moment, we will leave this spot and then have to come back to it. Will you be able to find your way back to the spot and these people? Good. When you hear this noise, I want you to move carefully around the room, paying good attention to everyone around you, spinning gently like a dust devil. Okay, dust devils, off you go. Remember, you can spin high and then spin low as you move gently around the room. stop where you are. Take a breath and stay balanced, engineers. Point to where you were standing with your teammates. In a moment, you can go do your brilliant big Mars walks to get back to your team's spot. Time to Mars walk back to your team's spot. Welcome back, teams. You should all be together again by now. I'll give you a moment to check that everyone is where they're supposed to be. In a moment, I will call out your engineer numbers so that we can make more joined up shapes. Your shapes don't have to be the same as last time, but they do still need to join together. I'll call out the numbers more quickly because now you know what to do. Engineer 1, make a shape. Engineer 2, make a shape that joins on. Engineer 3, make a shape that joins on. Engineer 4, make a shape that joins on. Now all work together to help Engineer 1 get close enough to touch Engineer 4. Shuffle, stretch, twist or turn to help all your team join together. Now that we have a working circuit, can you each move just one part of your body without moving away from your team? Our rovers are working, it's time to celebrate. Stand up, face your teammates. Give each other a high five. Wave goodbye to your teammates. Okay, engineers, That's this part of our training complete. So find a space on your own, lie down and close your eyes. As we start to leave the desert, remember what we learned today. We learned about the surface of Mars by looking at the deserts on Earth. We know about little tornadoes called dust devils, and we learned how they move. We also learned that electrical circuits power the Mars rovers and that they need to make a loop to be able to work. Finally, we learned that we can all work as a team to design, build, and fix things together. If you liked training in the desert, remember that you can visit anytime you like. Just close your eyes like this and imagine looking out across the flat landscape scattered with rocks, working with your team in your spacesuits to build and fix your equipment together. As we start to move back to your school, I want you to imagine that you are floating back, as if gentle winds of the desert are lifting you up and helping you to relax your body. When you arrive back at your school, remember that you now have some of the skills of real-life astronauts and engineers. Keep your eyes closed until you hear the mission noise, and then you can open them and stretch. Welcome back, engineers. And thank you for travelling and exploring with me today. I'll look forward to training with you next time.